You have anything? You're a business
Well,
owner.
yeah. What do I think about? I think I always think about. It's a lot of people driven stuff. I tried to focus on the process versus having goals. Like, and I don't throw goals out the window, but in other words, I look at the company as a whole, and I look at it's a combination of people and people applying processes. And what I like to focus on is finding, even if it's 1% efficiencies in the process that makes the system run smoother, that takes pressure off of people, that takes, if all this responsibility is buried on one person, can this process be subdivided? Can part of this be taken over? The handoff, can the handoff move down a few pieces so the person that's handing it off does one or two extra steps, and that saves the other person a tremendous amount, 10 minutes of work. But 10 minutes times 5 times a day, is 50 minutes. It's almost an hour you gain, and that makes that person's life a little bit easier. And it's maybe not doesn't make the person that's doing that extra work, it might be easier for one person and harder for another. It might not be their skill set. So I'm always focusing on process. I use goals. There are financial goals. There's metrics that we look at. I use that as a measuring stick to understand if my process is working or not. But I don't live or die by those numbers. And that's for me from a business point of view. I'm always looking at, the sales process. That's the big one, right? So leads come in, they come to our sales team. How do we share them? How do we work together as a team? How do we make sure we don't step on each other's feet? Are there dealers involved in the process? So this process keeps slowly being refined because we make little mistakes. We stumble and we go, okay, let's circle that. How would we fix this process? And then when we adjust that and fix that process, it becomes smoother the next time. So that slowly quality of life just starts to improve for everyone. Because I believe also in the high tide raises all ships. So if these processes keep getting more efficient and effective, we're getting more work done in either the same amount of time or less time. So there's a couple things. Either people get a little bit less pressure at work, or we get more done in the same amount of time, same amount of pressure, and there's maybe more value at the end of the year in the sense of bonus or
Right.
monetary. So that's like the big kind of like overwhelming business principle that I kind of like is on my mind every day, all day. It's like the thing I reset and I go back to that. I'm thinking about marketing, I go back to process. I'm thinking about sales, I go back to operation.